Hi, this is Imma Villegas, and I am going to tell you a story about the history of Qatar by Basma Elkhatib and translated by Karim Troboulsi. Jassem and the Pearl of Aspiration. Part 2. Once upon a time. The following morning, Ahmed rushed to finish his breakfast so he could hear the rest of his grandfather's story. Ahmed smiled, then continued Jassem's tale. In any lifetime, people are bound to suffer from hard times, but the 1930s were the toughest period for almost everyone in the world. That decade fell between two world wars and followed the Great Depressions of 1929. There was mass unemployment and resources became scarce. The economic crisis eventually reached Jassem's village. There, Jassem wanted and wanted for the next pearling expedition, but it never came. No one had expected the synthetic pearl, which was invented in Japan, to spread so quickly. With another type of pearl easily and cheaply made, the supply overran the market and the demand for natural pearls ceased. Whenever Jassem asked ship captains and divers whether they were going to sail this season, the answer was invariably the same. We will not risk our lives for something no one will buy. Jassem pined for the sight of pearls, so one day he visited Abu Sultan, the pearl trader who was bought the Dana pearl from Captain Abu Fat. After inquiring about the pearl, Abu Sultan told Jassem that an Indian trader had bought it from him. Listen, Jassem, Abu Sultan said. The real price pearl is your heart and your faith. If you have faith, God will deliver you from sorrow and hardships. Qatar has brought us bounties because we strived and struggled. Now, we must strive again to earn each other bounties. Jassem left Abu Sultan's Mahis feeling dejected, but he was also thinking about the other bounties the man had mentioned, and the traders that the people of Qatar could take up to earn a living. When he returned to his village, he saw the captain's men taking apart the pearling ship. Jassem rushed towards them, shocked. When he questioned what they were doing, they told him, "We will sell the timber for money, for we have run out of food." At dinner, Jassem's mother served a few dates. It was all the food they had left. Tomorrow, God willing, I will carry stones and sell them, Jassem declared. But that is very hard work, my boy, and it's very hot, protested his mother. But Jassem was determined. Ravija earns enough money from this work to save off hunger. I will go with him tomorrow, as God is my keeper. A few days later, Ravija and Jassem collapsed from exhaustion. They decided to leave the stone quarries and join the ranks of villages' fishermen. The sea, in turn, had its work. It wasn't always bountiful or less exhausting, but the fishing season only lasted a few months each year. Jassem walked long distances carrying fresh water in a bladder made from goat skin and traded it for dates, flour, and cooking fat. One day, his mother brought him good news. Oil has been found in Dukhan, she told him. A company in Mashreb has been hiring workers. Why don't you go try your luck? Really? Asked Jassem. We have oil like Bahrain and Saudi Arabia? Yes, oil has been found. The black gold. Perhaps it will save our country from desolation. Jassem went to the office of the foreign company that was drilling for oil and gas. Outside of the building in Mashreb, in downtown Doha, he saw a large truck carrying workers to the oil fields. A word of caution, the driver told him. The internet doesn't take people to their work. It takes them to their misery, he added, using a colloquial word for the International, the truck's brand. Misery? Asked Jassem. Yes, they are to Duham, to the oil and gas fields, said the driver. We are used to misery, replied a determined Jassem. What matters is that our families have the chance to live with dignity. Under the hot, burning sun, the International carried dozens of Qatari laborers and traversed the desert towards Dukhan and the oil drills and excavation there. Jassem was not lonely, as he had with him Ravija and many people from his village. Around 200 Qataris worked on the platform. But laboring in Dukhan was the hardest work Jassem had ever done in his life. The company provided only 2 meals every day to the workers and very few breaks in the year. While having dinner one evening, Ravija told Jassem, "How good were the days of pearl diving! The past cannot return, but better days may come," replied Jassem. "You're still a dreamer, Jassem. What happened to your Dana Prize pearl?" sighed Ravija. "I may have come closer to getting it," Jassem thought wistfully. "How?" chuckled Ravija. "Adana, here in the desert." "Yes, it's an oil black gold. Isn't it a blessing from God and His land?" explained Jassem. "I will toil and earn money, then buy what I want." And thus, by Jassem's determination, Ravija also began to speak of his dreams, but Jassem had fallen asleep. He was exhausted. The days of toil were hard and exhausting, fraught with burning heat and sandstorms. One day, a blaze erupted. Some workers died in the fire, and others were injured. Days, the months, went by, some bitter and some were sweet. With time, Jassem's wages doubled, and the standards of living in the Freg improved. Jassem married a virtuous woman, and together they had and raised good children. The oil and gas industry expanded, and the state of Qatar flourished. The people of Qatar enjoyed their bounties, as Jassem and those who believe in God and their homeland had predicted. Ahmad finished the story of the father as she wiped away her tears. It was truly a hard life, but what happened to the Dana? Asked Ahmed. His mother smiled coyly. Did you forget my name? She said. Your name? Thought Ahmed. Oh, your name is Dana! When I was born, your grandfather gave me this name. He would always tell me, good children are more precious than all the jewels in the world, she said, hanging her son. Dana then took out a necklace from which hung a dazzling pearl. Your grandfather gave me this pearl on the day I graduated from university and told me to honor his legacy through hard work and education, she said. The daintily priced pearl illuminated the faces of those present, and, like his grandfather before him, Ahmed appreciated the gorgeous reflection of the dusk shining off the prized Dana pearl. The end. Bye!